Hi! I've been away for a really long time. I'm sorry, but you know, it's happened now. I went to Madagascar in May to teach English in a little school called Saint Marie, or L'École des Frères, there were lots of names for it. And it was in the town of Hellville, you can't make this shit up, in Nosy Bay, which is on like northwest Madagascar. It's like a little island. And that's where I went for a month. I went with this organisation called Frontier, and they basically do like marine conservation and like foresting, and they also have a teaching project, and I did the teaching project. And so I was based in town with like a few other guys who were pretty damn cool. Madagascar is kind of just like a place like no other. It's just, I don't know how to describe it. I mean, I feel like it's summed up perfectly by just the president was late for his own speech. There were no roadblocks at all. Cars were just like driving through. No one knew when he was turning up. It was all a bit of a shambles. And that just kind of was Madagascar in a nutshell. Everyone was just kind of mulling around, waiting for things to happen. At one point, a guy appeared to chop down a tree, and he just had like an axe, just chops down the tree. A huge, huge tree. One axe. One guy and an axe. It was amazing. Serjan, the headmistress at the school that I taught at, was awesome as well. She had 2 axes in her office. 2! Not even just one, which is weird enough. 2 axes in her office. She used to join in with the football matches as well. We had like 2 football matches against the nuns, the teachers, and the headmistress, Serjan, joined in every time. She was goalie. She took off her shoes, started running around. She has a mean kick and a mean little twisty thing that she does when we just got utterly destroyed. Game 1, 3-1 to the nuns. Game 2, 3-0 to the nuns. On Fridays, we used to visit the guys at camp because there were lots more people at camp. So we go there on Friday nights for party night. Yeah. And camp is based in this little village called Ambalahonku, and there's lots of like wildlife there. There's not much wildlife in town. It's just a sweaty town, basically. So when I went to camp, I was always like on the lookout, like I need to see chameleons, lemurs, was like on the lookout. And I did, saw some lemurs on the way back from a little village called Atafondru. We taught there. And I saw for like 4 lemurs. I had like 4 male lemurs and 1 female lemur. It was really cool. The kids were super cute. They'd just copy whatever you did. So like, you'd be like, my favourite food is chicken. They'd all go, my favourite food is chicken. And it was just adorable. It was just adorable. They'd also, we used to like help out in sports lessons as well. And they used to just copy that. So we started like making them do lunges. Because it was so funny. That sounds kind of mean. Like, I make them do it because it's funny. But it was funny. It was so funny. There are like only 4 volunteers in town. Me, Ross, Patrick, and Hugo it was at first, and then Hugo left, and then Tom came. So it was always like changing around a bit, but there was only like small numbers, so we used to have a pretty good time. We played Risk a lot. Have you ever played Risk? Holy shit. No one warned me about it. I kind of like went into Risk, like, well, what the fuck? Dominate the world, like, okay, but like, this is a bit pointless. Like 5 minutes in, I was like, I'm destroying the world, I'm taking Brazil, I'm doing this.
Not French.
Goodbye. I miss the atmosphere, everyone was so chilled out. The police there, so chill, didn't give a shit about anything. It was very, very common on the like 10-minute taxi drive from Hellville to Ambataloka, which is like the nearest town that had a beach, so we weren't there quite often. It's like a 10-minute drive, and it's very, very common to get pulled over like twice by the police on like regular police checking stops, and the taxi driver would just hand over 10 grand and they'd be on their way, everyone's smiling and laughing. That's so weird. 10 grand is roughly about £2.50-ish, so that's kind of like, just give him £2.50, give him 10 grand, done. There was also the time when this police guy, the police officer, kind of like pulled over, and we had 5 of us squished into the back of like a 3-seater taxi at the back. There were 5 of us just like piled in there, and he just kind of looked in, nodded, was like, on your way. And we were just like, fantastic. I did so many things there that I would never have done. Like I went quad biking. We went quad biking to Andilana. We tried to get to Mount Passeau, which is like the highest point on the island. We didn't make it. Tom and Ross's quad bike ran out of petrol. Me and Pat laughed a lot. We never got to Mount Passeau. We tried twice. Both times failed. But it's good fun. Quad biking is awesome. And yeah, Madagascar was beautiful. Beautiful and calm. That's pretty much how I think I would describe it. Everything was just so chill. I loved it. Just toned it down a bit. It's toned me down a bit as well, because I panic a lot. Like, just not meaning to, but I do. I like always panic. And now I'm just a lot more calmer. Air Madagascar, who I am not willing to believe are a legit company, lost my luggage on the way from Antananarivo to Paris. So like Madagascar to Paris. They just lost my bags. They were like, no. Sorry about that. I'm like, yeah. Don't worry, Air Madagascar. I was expecting it from you. So that took like a week to come back. So that was exciting. Anyway, that's enough updating for now. Madagascar was awesome, and that is all I have to say. Until next time.